gentlemen.
Thank you everybody for coming, and we have to do some announcements before the lightning talks. So the first announcement is that we already told you that there's the new EuroPython board and new organization to try to improve what we have been doing these years. So we are working to make the process a little bit more organized and to try to keep the knowledge and all the experiences of the local teams move to new venues. So as I said, the next year we won't be here. But before announcing, I would like everybody, if you enjoyed the conference this year, last year, and so on, please, I would like to thank Giovanni, who's the chairman of the local team, and all the local team. Where's Giovanni? He's not in the room, so he's the... Thank you, Giovanni. Thank you. Yeah, Giovanni doesn't like so much this public appearance, but if you want to thank him, just go and give him a hug. He loves hugs. So, thank you, Giovanni, and all the team members. Woo! Okay, so where will EuroPython be next year? I'm very happy to announce that it will be in Berlin.
No, you're kidding.
Yeah, no, not kidding. And we we left not so much time for teams to give us a proposal, but the German team was really engaged in this, and they made a real good proposal. So thank you, Mike. Mike is the new chairman for the next year, and thank you, Mike. And he's going to explain some of the details for the next year. Thanks.
Pass the mic to the mic.
Thank you. Okay, getting some applause at once. Thank you very much. So, EuroPython 2014 and 2015 will be in Berlin, Germany, the capital of Germany. So we want to prove we cannot only build cars, we can also organize conferences. That's what we're up for. So I don't have much to add, actually, just that everything will be in Berlin. So we want to continue the long EuroPython tradition we have in Europe. Has been in many places, you know. I've been there several times. And the next 2 ones I will be there for sure. And we will run it in Berlin. So Berlin, it's a very nice city. You should not miss to see Berlin. So I have a few pictures here. It's a cultural city. And there's lots to see. And we plan also have a little bit of cultural program. So if you want to bring your partner, that would be nice. There's plenty to see in Berlin, besides all this very interesting talks. So this will be run in very similar fashion as here. So we will have a German track, so as we have an Italian track, so because PyCon.de wouldn't be a separate conference, will be part of EuroPython. Otherwise, it would be way too much to have 2 conferences in a year. That's too much even for Germans. And though that's pretty much what I can say now. And it will be mid of July, so in summer in Berlin. It's probably not as hot as here, which is nice, but still most of the time in July we have nice weather. It's not rainy as rainy as London, or not as hot as here, so it's maybe a pretty good mix in between. And there's not much more to say. So you see the organizer all the details. The entity that's running it is a Python foundation, yeah, and the German Softwareverband, which is also a foundation for Python in Germany. So these are the two entities that are running the things, and a lot of German volunteers, a lot more people. I'm just the one as a proxy here speaking for everybody. There will be many more people organizing this one. So we organized 2 PyCon.de's already, and the third one is coming in Cologne. So we have some experience organizing conferences. This one will be pretty much as big as all the 3 others together. So it will be a bigger challenge, but I think we can do this because we have a lot of people that are really dedicated to this and are engaged in the whole thing. So I would invite you to come to Berlin. We promise that the whole thing will be great, and see you in Berlin in about 1 year. Thank you.
PyCon Italia again, or are you taking a year off to rest?
I think yes, we'll do it, but we didn't talk about that yet. But I think it will be.
Good.
Can you try to speak, please?
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. Test. Okay.
The microphone is okay, but you know.
That talk. Okay. Yeah. While we are setting up, there was a talk about bytecodes, and at least one very important person did not go into the talk because he was sent away at the door. So Larry is willing to do that. This Larry is going to do that talk tomorrow again.
If there is enough demand.
So that should be enough demand.
Okay.
The exact time coordinates will be announced. We don't have the speed, so we can have the exact time coordinates.
7 a.m.
No!
So, are you still firm what this means?
What?
Yeah.
If I raise one arm, okay, half of you. If I raise one arm, the speaker has one more sentence, and you please clap this way. We have to train it, else it doesn't work. You know that from software testing. I know the software works, I didn't test it. Now, if I raise both arms, a real loud cheering applause. Thank you so much. Our first speaker will be Mist.io, Dimitris Moratis, and he'll talk about Mist.io cloud management in your pocket. Do you have got a microphone?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Start.
Hi, I'm Dimitris, and I'm going to talk to you about mobile management, monitoring, and automation of servers across the clouds. So in the early days of cloud computing, things were pretty simple. You could just get an account with Amazon EC2 and start launching virtual servers. Nowadays, there is Rackspace, Linode, Google Compute Engine, a growing pool of cloud providers with different advantages and pricing policies. It makes sense to combine them, but then management becomes pretty hard. Also, cloud computing helps us forget about hardware maintenance, but there are still things that can go wrong with the software stack. So for 24/7 uptime, you still need to be in arm's reach from your computer, just in case something goes wrong. Mist.io solves these problems and allows you to leave your laptop at home and go hiking. If anything goes wrong, you'll get a notification and you'll be able to address the issue from your smartphone or tablet. You get a unified management interface that supports the most popular public and private clouds, and it is accessible by any web device. It will keep an eye on your machines at all times, monitoring the CPU, the network, the disk load, and soon enough, custom metrics. You can configure events that trigger alerts or automated actions. So, for example, when the load increases, Mist.io can launch new machines to auto-scale your application. When there is need for manual intervention, you can use the command cell, which is optimized for touchscreens. You can control any of your servers from anywhere you are without having to store all your SSH keys in each of your devices. Mist.io is a free and open source software component and a freemium service. You can use either to manage your machines for free, while for monitoring and automation there is a monthly fee depending on the number of servers. It's built on Python and JavaScript. It provides a RESTful API based on Pyramid and libcloud, and an HTML5 frontend that uses Ember.js and jQuery Mobile. For monitoring, we use CollectD, which is an open source agent. It's very easy to get up and running on your own machine. Just clone the Git repo and run build out, and the rest of the configuration can be done through the web. It's also pretty easy to customize the code to your specific needs. We're currently in private beta since the beginning of May, and we're about to launch the public beta in a couple of months. We support right now EC2, Rackspace, and Linode, and OpenStack support is just around the corner. In the short future, we'll be adding support for more providers, including Google Compute Engine, GoGrid, and DigitalOcean, as well as support for monitoring bare metal servers, for custom metrics, and managing DNS, load balancers, and persistent storage. Also, we want to provide a loose integration with configuration management systems like Chef and Puppet and Salt. Our vision doesn't stop at that, though. We want to help sysadmins fix problems and provide suggestions on common issues. But we also want to help IT managers manage their spending by comparing the costs and facilitating the migration of machines across clouds. This weekend we'll be doing a code sprint, and you're very welcome to join us. We'll either to help us finalize OpenStack support or for us to help you customize Mist.io to your own specific needs. So thank you very much for your time. You can use this promo code. You can use this promo code.
Oh, you still have 55 seconds.
Yeah.
Don't switch him off.
And sign
People
up
are just excited.
to get 5 monitored server for 3 months. And yeah, if you have any feedback, please send us an email or come talk to us. So yeah, thank you very much.
Dimitrios, Mist.io. I need Vi, who wants to speak about introduction to, I guess, Cassandra. Anybody called Vi or Kai Leute Apotti? Ah, great. Get set up. Did Fabio steal, or not really steal because he belongs to the organizers, get the big microphone with him?
Oh, okay. What do we have here? No problem.
Yeah, they have a small one. I was wondering about the big size of the Italian Python community and wondering why is there not enough, much less Ruby than in Germany. Until I got on Google Italia and tried to Google for Ruby the language. For the non-Italians, there always came something up with bunga bunga. Not Rails.
No, shit. I'm sorry.
Strangely. And until he's finally set up, I would have an UDP joke, but I'm not sure if anyone will get it.
Okay.
So, what is your name, Vi or Kai?
Kai. K-A-I. Yeah.
K-A-I, and Lauta Porti.
Yeah.
And it's about Cassandra.
Yeah.
Are you reasonably prepared to rock?
Does it show anything? No?
No?
I'm not.
Still not? So look up one joke for a short period of time. Oh, I was in a fantastic talk today, and the speaker was trying a joke I would also try. He put up some Cyrillic in the expectation that everybody will see it as some strange characters, but this is EuroPython. There were, of course, some people in there who could read Cyrillic and really understand what it was. So you ready?
Yeah.
Kai.
Hi guys, my name is Kai Lautaportti. I work for Enquas. We're building a new comprehensive health and fitness service. And we're actually doing that with Pyramid and Cassandra. And we found that Cassandra is pretty cool, so I just wanted to give an introduction to Cassandra. We're still looking forward for a chance to give an actual talk about this. So this is going to be a sort of a very fast walkthrough through the slides, and then hopefully I'll get to introduce that more. So to get started, what is Cassandra? Cassandra is a distributed database. It's written in Java. It handles a lot of like big data very well. It's good for time series data or otherwise. It actually originated from Facebook, but now it's an open source Apache top-level project. And I guess you can characterize Cassandra being big table data model from Google combined with Amazon Dynamo infrastructure. So it's very highly scalable. It scales up nicely. You just add more nodes, high availability, high performance database. And currently it's used by big companies like Netflix, eBay, Twitter, Reddit, and us. So I'm just going to skip some of the slides and just sort of blaze through. So Cassandra is a distributed database. So you always have a cluster of nodes in a database. You can, or you could have just a single node, but that really doesn't make a lot of sense. Cool thing about Cassandra is it has multi-data center support. So you can actually make the database aware of the topology and make it act smart according to how the cluster or like different clusters are set up. There is no central server. So basically clients can connect to any of the nodes. They are logically equal. You can have them, if you have different resources, you could still sort of give one node more data than another, but logically they're all equal. And each node can sort of coordinate any of the requests within the cluster. So in that sense, there is really no single point of failure. And you also get transparent replication that you can configure yourself to what level, but you don't really have to worry about that. So data just gets replicated automatically within the cluster. Few words about the data model in Cassandra. So basically, it's a structured distributed hash table. And if you think about a dictionary, you're pretty close. About the data, it's actually distributed across the cluster, and it's sort of said that you can set small ranges of the sort of key space or key address space, and the nodes just store many small ranges. So that nicely distributes the data in the cluster. And basically being a hash table, so every entry has a primary key that sort of places that in a particular node. But then there's the clustering aspect, I'll mention that later, which is sort of perhaps step away from a pure hash table. And you can set the replication factor, which just says how much data redundancy you have within the cluster. And although Cassandra is very good for reads, it's actually optimized for writes, so you can really put data in that. Okay, skipping a few slides here. Okay, just a sort of a Python example of the data model. Two ways you can store data. One is a sort of a pure dictionary way, so non-clustered. You have a key and then whatever you put in there. The more interesting part is the clustered version, which allows you to do something called white rows. So if you think about a SQL table, it sort of grows, if you think about the table, it sort of grows vertically, right? You add more rows. But in Cassandra, you can sort of grow both ways. You just add more rows, but a single row can sort of keep growing in terms of these clusters. And this is really good, for example, for time series data. And Cassandra handles that very efficiently. Okay, skipping ahead. One nice thing about Cassandra is that it has CQL, Cassandra Query Language, which is sort of SQL-like. So it's quite approachable if you have background in SQL, which I guess many of us do. It's sort of a blessing and a curse. It looks like SQL, but it's not. So if you expect to do things like join subqueries, use foreign keys, or even ordering, then you're out of luck. And so don't do that. But it's still nice. It allows you to start using Cassandra much faster than previously. It was just a thrift API, basically an RPC API, and I think that held people back. It was generally felt quite difficult. And I guess 1 minute, was it?
No, one sentence.
One sentence. Please come to the talk if it comes to pass.
Great.
Thank you. Thanks.
So,
This was yours, right?
Yes.
does this microphone work? This microphone does not work.
No, this one.
Now I found the other microphone.
You have to turn on probably.
I will turn it on. 1, 2, 3. Our next speaker will be Marcin about 6 Python gotchas. Please get set up. You will help.
You already tested?
You already tested it. Who knows what a code dojo is?
You did.
1, 2, 3.
There's a group of people who asked me to ask for the interest in a code dojo.
Thanks.
So tomorrow, in the time of the open spaces, what was it? 5:30. Tomorrow.
Have you checked the resolution?
It's Friday. Thank you
No,
very
not
much.
at all.
Friday,
Luigi,
5:30. Who's interested in the code dojo? I was told it's you get together,
Could be.
you put up some ideas
Can
on
be
the
good.
board, you
Regia,
decide on
ricevete il
one
VGA.
idea of a problem,
No, I
and
think
then you
it's too
form
low
teams
resolution.
of 45
Can you
people who work
no,
on that
they received the
problem
VGA.
for
Okay,
roughly
perfect.
an hour, one and
Okay.
a half hour, and then you show and tell about how you solve the problem and compare it. Who's interested, so the guys who want to do it can judge if it's worth, because you can't build 4-person teams if you only have 3 persons. Please raise your hands. That should be roughly 20 persons, that's 4 teams, that sounds nice. So, 5:30 in the open space. Marcin, are you
I am ready.
ready?
I am ready.
Okay.
Hi,
Now,
I'm
6 Python gotchas by Marcin.
Hi, I'm Marcin. I will not try to sell you anything. Instead, I will show you some gotchas that hide in the dark corners of the language, trying to bite you in the most unexpected moment. So the first one is pretty lame. I think everybody in the audience knows it. It's called the mutable default argument. What will happen if we call this function fun a couple of times? Yep, that's it. That was lame. But please bear with me. Here's another one. What will happen if we try to execute this code? Who knows? Do I speak? So we will get a syntax error. Third one. So, co zrobić? Window up. Next one. We've got a list of lambdas that bind to x. Bind to, yeah. What will happen if we try to evaluate the lambdas in this list? What will we get? A list of 6s, that's right. Why? Because the lambdas bind to the variable x, not to the value of x. So it's the current value of x that matters at the moment of the evaluation. And another extra gotcha is that x leaks into the enclosing namespace. It's fixed in Python 3, by the way. Another gotcha. So there are, I need some teaching aids for it. So here's our setup. Get a blue node and a red node. And we want to move node to the red one and to assign blue node's next pointer to the red one. So here's what we try to do. Window up. That's the setup. Here's our attempt at the code. What's wrong with it? Who knows? Yes, to the uninitiated, it may appear that Python is like the other programming languages, and it executes this right to left. But in fact, this means A equals B equals C means assign C to A and then assign C to B. That's how it is in Python. And here's the result, which is not what we wanted. We can even check it. Not what we wanted. Another gotcha. So who knows that in fact there are 2 split methods of strings? There is one without arguments, or with a non-argument, and the other one with argument, and they produce different results. And the last gotcha is lovely. It's about tuple that has a list inside, or more generally, it's about an immutable data structure that has a mutable data structure inside. And we try to modify this mutable data structure. Of course, we get the raised exception. We cannot modify the tuple because it's immutable. But who knows what happened indeed? Yeah. I've got some explanations. So there are two things that happen indeed, one after the other. So first, the list is extended, which produces incidentally the same object. And then there is an attempt to reassign the zeroth element of the tuple to the zeroth element of the tuple, the same object that it used to be, which fails, but it doesn't change the result. If you do it like this, there is no exception. And that's all. Thank you.
Six Python gotchas in 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Nobody shall tell us that lightning talks are too short. Our next speaker will be Andreas Schreiber from Germany, and he'll be talking about the German Python conference, PyCon.de in 2013. Are you ready? No?
Sorry. Just make jokes.
Yeah, there was a photon checking into the hotel. The receptionist asked, "Do you have any luggage?" The photon told them, "No, I'm traveling light." Now to more space jokes with Andreas from Python. Your stage.
Yeah, thanks. So I want to just announce the next German Python conference, PyCon.de in Germany. It's in Cologne, Western Germany. It's well known for its famous cathedral. We are in a location called Media Park. It's like a media location with a lot of IT companies, media companies around. It's quite nice with a small lake around. And well, the PyCon.de will be distributed in 2 buildings, Media Park number 7 and number 6. So it's sure that you have to walk a little bit, but it's very healthy actually. The rooms are quite nice with large windows to park and to green surroundings, like this, seminar rooms, another seminar room, okay. We will have an exhibition where open source projects can present themselves, or where the sponsors can present themselves. We will have a students program. This is what Reimer actually presented 2 days ago in the lightning talks, PyMove 3D. Of course, we will have a tourist and partner program, like visiting the famous cathedral in Cologne, the most famous tourist attraction in Germany, as I learned recently. You can visit astronauts, the German astronauts at the German Aerospace Center and the European Space Agency. They are training underwater. It's quite nice to watch it. And make some other things, especially you can try the local beer, Kölsch. Yeah? This is, well, it tastes not very good, actually. But, I mean, if you are there, you must try it. We will make sure that you have enough opportunities to try as many of these beers you like. We will have childcare. You can bring all your childs with you, and we will take care of them. We will have a group of people who will go outside with them, play with them, and so on. Thanks. And a social event, this will be in a typical location in Cologne where you can drink morphed Kölsch beer, of course, and so on. So, basically what I want to say is you can still submit talks. This is most important for all German-speaking people here, but you can also submit talks in English. For all these topics that you can see here, I mean, basically you can submit just any talk that you like to submit. It's very open. So the deadline for talks and tutorials is July 15, in less than 2 weeks' time. We start this week with the ticket sale for the conference, and the conference itself is October 14 to October 19. Yeah, I said that you can propose it in English. Special thing is we publish the review names of the talks. You can watch who's reviewing your talks. The talks will be reviewed anonymized, so the reviewers will not see your names if you submit a talk, to not get some bias against or for some other people. Yeah, and the program schedule will be generated automatically with the mathematical optimization algorithms. Depend of a couple of constraints depending on like topics that are related to each other and based on the locations on the rooms. Okay, the conference schedule is we have 1 day of tutorials, 3 days of regular talks, and then sprints, bar camps, and more sprints, and so on. So the local organizers are the Python user group in Cologne, mostly, the German Aerospace Center, DLR, and the Python Software Verband in Germany, and many more people from the Python community in Germany. So we love to organize PyCon.de for you, and we invite you to submit talks, and love if you would attend in Cologne in October. And so I have 30 seconds. So I can talk about this guy. This is Baldo. Baldo is some kind of the health manager of the conference. If you are attending PyCon.de and you are sitting in the rooms all the day, you can just go to Baldo, take him outside, and walk around in Cologne. He would be happy if you do so.
Thank you so much, Andreas. Luigi, can you please set up? Life on Earth. Use modeling life on Earth using Python. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
So you will create new life forms?
Sorry.
New digital life forms. Be prepared. I warned you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Luigi Ponte, and I work at a national lab in Rome, here in Italy. And I'm not a Python developer. Unfortunately, I can be at best defined as an enthusiastic beginner. But the reason I'm here, and I would like to thank the organizers, especially Giovanni and also Alex Martelli, who encouraged me to give in this talk. And it's kind of intimidating to address this large audience of programmers and developers. It's because I want to hear some considered opinion from you and maybe ask for help. The reason I called it object-oriented challenge is because if you want to go the procedural way, it's going to be really very hard. Let's say you take a standard laptop like the one you have in front of you, and you want to run a standard 100 here simulation for only the 100 by 100 kilometers piece of the surface of Earth, but for only multicellular animals like us, it's going to take only 47 billion years. So it's going to be pretty tough. That's why people are trying alternative approaches that I called object-oriented approaches to fit it to what you daily deal with, because they try to find similarities by which to group animals together, which makes modeling them easier and actually decreases the computation time to about 1 day. But what if you want to go even higher in the abstraction level and consider all the organisms that live on our planet as a single group that just consider them as consumers that have to acquire resources and allocate them according to priorities, you will find out that they have the same shopping list. And this is valid for all organisms on Earth, including us. And that's why I thought to describe more abstract concepts, you need something that is very expressive. That's why I became a fan of Python, that is supposed to be a very expressive language. What we currently have is a modeling framework that is a different name for a way to model life on Earth that is very well advanced and developed from the conceptual point of view, but it's implemented procedurally in Pascal code. It's been developed since 1978, initially in Fortran. And I would like to rewrite it in a more expressive and object-oriented way. And I thought, and I'm in the team, in the research team, I'm a supporter of the Python way. That's why I'm here. I would like to ask for your feedback on this and possibly help, because this is becoming a funded project, and I'll be around until Saturday. So either send me an email or come talk to me. And thanks for your patience.
Thank you very much, Luigi. Modeling life on Earth. I need Martin, who wants to talk about PackStack. Is it Martin?
Yes, it's Martin.
Who? Martin Magar. I can read it from your sign. I always have those funny stories, but there is something on my mind which is not that funny. It's more heavy. Just allow me to tell that experience anyway. I'm friends, kind of friends, with a software company who produces for special industry a special software with a very old tool, and they tried to modernize it to go on a modern tool, and they did not ask me. I will continue the story after we listen to PackStack, OpenStack installation in 3 steps from Martin. Martin.
Hi. Hi, in a few next minutes I would like to talk about PackStack, which is which could be described quickly as OpenStack installation in maximum 3 steps. The motivation for PackStack was that for the new users of OpenStack, the installation part might be the first which the user will do, so it should be as easy as possible, which, at least for me, manual installation is not that easy. So there are solutions like Puppet, Salt Recipes, and Chef, or whether anything else, but you still have to at least a little know about the tool which will help you to install it. With PackStack, we moved one step forward, and you actually doesn't need to know any tool. The PackStack is doing installation via Puppet modules, and it's filling the Puppet manifests from the single configuration file. So the only thing you actually would like to know is the OpenStack itself. I have a few examples there. So if you doesn't care about anything and you just want to try OpenStack on one single server node, you just write PackStack all in one, and voila, in a few minutes your OpenStack server node is installed. If you want more complex solution like controller node and some compute nodes, this is the second example. The first IP address in install hosts is the compute it's the controller node. The rest is compute nodes. And the 3 steps, maximum 3 steps, is that you generate the config file, you edit whatever you need to edit, and then run the PackStack with the configuration file. And voila, you have it. So that's pretty all I have for you.
PackStack! Can you please switch off the microphone before you move it? Yeah, thank you so much. Our next speaker will be Melotti about PyCon Finland. please come to the stage, Melody. And during his setup, his and her setup, continue with a sad story. I don't know it's sad, it's just hard on me. They went to big software companies asking them about their products, what shall we use for our development. And they met with one software and database company. They gave them a lot of very, very professional and expensive tools and running on a quite pricey database. And they said, our customers who bought the company software cannot afford this pricey database. And the software provider told them, no problem, just give us part of your revenue and you can sell at your prices and we will hold your hand while you develop and you just sell our stuff with your stuff and don't tell them it's in it. And I did not really understand it when I heard this thing, and it took me 3 days to really realize what happened. There's a tool producer talking to an independent software house. Please take our stuff and sell it to your customers and give us a share of the revenue. And do it exactly as we tell us. We'll visit you and help you to use our tools right. I felt very uncomfortable to have that small freedom taken away. So it's no funny story this time. I hope we have more fun in Finland.
You will?
PyCon Finland.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to talk you about PyCon Finland. You know Finland, land of reindeer and lakes. This is actually the sea. This is also the sea. In the winter it looks like this. This is also the sea. We have a lake here. We just come out at night. And snake, well, there are no snakes in Finland. There are actually only 3 species of snakes and 5 species of reptiles. This is one of them. So what we're doing is we are organizing a PyCon Finland. Is already the 4th year, I think. And it's the 21st and 22nd October in Aalto Design Factory in Otaniemi, Espoo. And where the hell is that? So Finland is up there, you should know that. And Otaniemi is just like next to Helsinki, basically, so it's like really easy to find. You have Helsinki there, Otaniemi is just next to it. And this is the place, it's like a really cool place in the Aalto University. And I don't have much else to say, so I have just like a bunch of pictures I took in Finland. We have some bugs, as you can see, and yeah. And during the during the PyCon Finland is like 1 day of talks, 1 day of sprints, so we can fix all these bugs. They're all broken. And I also want to introduce Elena. She will talk you briefly about Helsinki PyLadies.
Yeah, besides the fact that we have deficiency of snakes in Finland, we also don't have too many ladies in the Python community. So we are trying to solve this issue by bringing more women to the Python community. And we founded this group, Helsinki PyLadies. It's an international mentorship group for women to get more women into Python. And our first meetup is in July already. So if you're free to join us and suggest, and we have an email there. So please.
There's also a website. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there.
Yeah, there's a meetup site. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. So yeah, 22nd of October, Aalto Design Factory, Otaniemi, Espoo, 1 day of talks, 1 day of sprint, and the call of proposal open just this afternoon. So if you want to participate, everything is in English, so don't worry if you don't speak Finnish. Oh, okay. I still have 2 minutes.
Have you any ideas what you do for having not enough snakes in Finland?
I don't know. You can just bring all the people here. Everyone can bring a snake.
We have no Australians here. They have more than enough snakes.
Yeah.
So, Big hand for PyCon Finland. Nico.
And can I add one more thing?
One more thing.
This weekend were like the CPython sprints, so if you want to join, just come. And
great.
That's it. Thanks.
That's it? Finally? Good. The last time somebody said, I have one more thing, everybody got a Raspberry Pi. So I know that if somebody says something like that, I keep them. Nico Skripnik will talk about 3D with Python on iOS and Android. About the beer, Andreas told that this Kölsch, in his opinion, does not taste very good. This card went into a bar and was asked, do you want a beer? And he said, I think not. And then he disappears.
Wow, it works. So may I start?
You may start.
Okay, thank you very much. So hello, my name is really, one second, Nico Skripnik, and I'm a Python developer from the Ukraine. And as you all, I also love the Python. And it's very cool that we can develop with the Python a lot of a wide range of applications. For example, web applications, some desktop applications, the scientific applications as well, and even we may use Python as the scripting language for some 3D engines and 3D toolkits. But only a few years ago, it was impossible, unfortunately, to develop something or some stuff for the Android or iOS devices, and it made me really upset. But right now we have a very awesome and amazing library. This is the Kiwi, and Kiwi is here. And with the help of Kiwi, you may make application for Android and iOS and distribute it in the usual way through the App Store or Google Play. And also you may already find some examples of such applications which was written with the Kiwi, and even some games you may find at the App Store which is also written with the Kiwi. Yes, really with the Kiwi you may develop even the game, but initially the Kiwi was rather the framework for 2D graphic development, because it provides you a lot of tools and instructions for example, drawing some primitives like rectangles, circles, lines, points, and even meshes with various number of vertices. And it provides you tools to rotate it, develop, translate, scale, so whatever you want to make some, for example, funny stuff like game. But what if I want to make a 3D game or some cool 3D stuff with the Kiwi for Android or iOS? Fortunately, the answer is I can do it, because the Kiwi is built on the top of the OpenGL. But to be honest, it's built on the OpenGL ES subset of the OpenGL. But to be more honest, it's built of the subset of the OpenGL ES. But still, this subset is quite large, and you may use all power of this subset to develop some cool 3D stuff. And you may directly use all functions from this subset and call it right inside of the Python code. And for example, with calling this function, you may enable the depth buffer, and voila, your 2D widget may become the 3D widget, and you may upload some 3D models like mesh with 3D dimensionals, like for example, where I am. Oh yeah, sorry, where is the enter on the Mac? Yeah, this one. Do you see it? No, you don't see it. Oh yeah, that's it. This is the Susan. And you may still use all functions in Kiwi to rotate it, to scale it, for example. And you may also apply the shaders to these 3D models. I'm sorry, I need to, oh, yeah. And to make, for example, colorize and to make our Susan a little bit shy. Okay, and to just to prove that it's really possible to make some cool 3D games with the use of Kiwi, I wrote in 3 days the simple game, and let me introduce you the Rubik's Cube. And Rubik's Cube maybe, shift. And it may be launched on the iPad, on the Android, and still you may rotate it. You may solve this puzzle by rotating the surface. And yes, if you want just to try it by yourself on your Android device, you just may go, You just may go to my blog, and at the latest post you may find the link where you may download it, install on your application, and try how does it work for you. And if you are interested in the code of the Rubik's Cube, you may find it here, but no, it's quite terrible because I really did it in 3 days. So that's all that what I have. Sorry, and thank you very much for your attention. And I.
Please be gentle to Nico's server. Not all at once. Our next speaker will be Alessandro Amici, and he will tell us to meet Google Glass. Nice thing about Google Glass, not only the speaker is filmed, but the audience. A totally new experience. And Nico, am I correct? You were on another laptop which was not connectable.
Yeah.
And it was a totally different operating system.
Yeah.
And you made it work.
We launched it on the
That's, I guess that's worth another round of applause. He developed it on Windows, on Linux, and it took some minutes to transport the presentation with all the 3D stuff to Mac. That's great. Now,
here's the
what?
First talk in English.
And his first talk in English, so big hand. Very nice of you. There are few people who understand Ukrainian. So, Alessandro.
So, my name is Alessandro Amici, and I'm one of the lucky guys who managed to get the Google Glass, and we have actually another Glass Explorer here. So, since I have seen there is quite a lot of interest, I would have a couple of slides on what exactly it is, and from a technical point of view, and then you can try ask her mainly how it feels to wear it constantly. So. The Google Glass is basically an Android device, so it has a lot of the input, output, and other stuff that are similar to other Android devices. The real difference is that you have a reduced set of input and output, especially input. You have a touchpad. This part here is actually sensible. It's a touchpad. You can do swipe events or tap, and this is the main way you interact with the glass. And you have a microphone that it's with voice recognition, so you can give a simple set of commands as voice commands. And then you have the camera, that is what everybody is freaking about, and that can make photos and video. What I'm really interested in is the motion sensor. Basically, you have the full set of motion sensor, gyroscope, accelerometer, and compass, so that you can tell exactly where you're looking at, in which direction, and whether you are moving, and so on. This is, in my opinion, the most interesting stuff, because you have also in your phone, but your phone is somewhere, maybe in your bag. Instead, in this way, you can actually tell, in your application, you can actually understand what the guy is doing, what your user is doing. The display is what everybody wants to look at. It's something like a tiny display that is floating about here. It's 640 by 360, and it's like having a small smartphone here. Then the audio bone conduction transducer. You don't have earplugs, but you can hear audio because there is a small microphone directly on your head, and where you get the input. And other people usually can hear something is being said, but then can understand what. Then it's just an Android device. So you have storage, 12 gigabytes of usable storage, and then with a lot of stuff then are also sent on the cloud of Google, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and then you have a micro USB port so that you can actually hack the device. Phone compatibility, you usually need the Bluetooth to reach your phone so that you can get access to GPS and SMS. And also the phone call, you can answer phone, like USB, the audio USB. Then battery, it lasts 1 full day of typical use. Well, they say. Don't trust it. And then, what is the UI? You have two sets of problems. One is of new things, of the opportunities. One is how you get input, and then it's the UI. Actually, you see cards, and you have a kind of a ribbon around your head, and you can move it, and you get one card after the other. Usually you start on the home screen, that is where you can activate voice commands, and then on the right you have your past, all things that have been done, and then on the left you have the interesting Google cards that are like Google Now or other application can put cards there. That is information that you might need now. Okay, it's past and future somehow, and present is the home screen where you activate the commands. Now, what are the real-world use cases? Now, it's the main point is hands-free operation. You have something that does more or less what your phone does, but you don't need your hands to activate it. Could be to take photo on video during the action, or non-car navigation. In the car, you have your navigator, but outside, it still does all the direction that you need. Or you can have reference manual or something when you're working. And also the Hangout, it's very nice because you can get a Hangout and the camera will show to the people that is on the other side of the channel what you are doing. Will not show your face, but what you are doing. So you can ask remote help. Then, especially if you travel, it's very interesting, and there are applications that already work. How to develop on glass. There are a very trivial glassware application and Android stuff, so you can hack it as you wish. May I take a photo?
Alessandro Amici, meet Google Glass, get photographed.
Yeah.
Have another photograph.
Okay, Glass.
I gear for the easier. Great. So.
I'm looking forward to the lightning talk, how to hack people wearing Google Glass.
Yeah, I was thinking about voice injection because we were talking about that, and you can actually inject your commands from if you are near the other person wearing glasses.
Okay, Google Glass, find Rick Astley. Oh, Google Glass, go on the right stream. Find Rick Astley. Now we have Andreas Schreiber with an invitation to high-performance computing and quantum computing.
Yeah, thanks. So it's hard to top like Google Glass, I guess, but I try, and I think one topic that can top topics like Google Glass is quantum computing. But first, I want to make an announcement for another conference. Python is used for high-performance computing a lot, for science applications, for system administration, data analysis, big data, visualization, training, and education. The problem is the people who are doing this stuff are not coming to EuroPython or any other Python conference. They are going to supercomputing conferences or to science-specific conferences. So we decided a couple of years ago that we Python people go to their conferences. And so we set up the conference series PyHPC. This is in its third year. This is co-located with the supercomputing conference in Denver, Colorado this year in November. And this is a place where scientists, system administrators, hardware vendors, and so on meet and talk about Python. Really great. Last year we had about 150 attendees. This is quite okay. Deadline for submitting papers is September 6th, and you see the web page. Okay. This was invitation 1. Please submit a paper. So the topics there are high performance computing, all the stuff that I'm talking about, finance, health, big data, and so on. And so today, currently, what is currently being built is machines like this, extreme computing machines with millions of cores, millions of processors. This is the fastest machine in the world from China currently. But this is today, and currently quantum computing is coming. This is like the first commercial quantum computer that you can buy from a Canadian company called D-Wave. It costs money, $20 million. Yeah, because of the cooling system. It has to be cooled down to 1 or 2 degrees Kelvin. It's not very hot. So the cooling system is the major part of this system. So, and they sold already 2 machines. One is at Lockheed Martin, an aerospace company. The second one is at NASA. Actually, NASA and Google share the price, and both own the machine. And maybe a couple of other machines are at NSA or some place. We don't know. Yeah. So it's programming for this machine is different, definitely. It's not operating with bits, but with qubits, with quantum states. Quantum states are like they have 4 states instead of 2 states like a bit. So, and the guys from D-Wave made a chip with this principle, which can store qubits and which can make operations with qubits. Not very big. This chip can store 128 qubits. In the machine for 20 million, you get 2 processors, I guess. Not too much. Yeah, and this machine can basically solve optimization problems. Quantum annealing, that's a special topic of simulated annealing. It finds the global minimum of a problem, and this is very fast and very efficient. It's the only thing it can do. So it will change our future because we can solve NP-complete problems, such as traveling salesman, encryption, password cracking, chemical simulations, all the stuff that is really hard today with current computers. And that's the reason why companies and agencies in all the world are interested in that. So we are also interested at DLR, the German Aerospace Center. We work on technologies also that change our lives, like new planes to get you from here to Australia in half an hour, or to get you somewhere on the moon, or provide better ground transport, communication in cars, navigation systems like Galileo system. We work on energy, Earth observation, a lot of slides, weapons, of course. But we have no idea how quantum computers can help us. That's our big problem currently. We have access to the quantum computing system at NASA. They offered us access. They asked us if we really like, and we said no, we have no idea. But they said yes, you must, please. We need international cooperation, and so we need a plan. What we can do with quantum computing. We want to explore the possibilities. We want to develop Python libraries for programming quantum computers. And for that, I want to invite you to provide ideas, to come to us, to work with us, to collaborate with us. And if you like, just contact me on any of these channels. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I need Frau Zemmler for our last lightning talk for today. The others will be scheduled to...
Hey,
what?
The last talk was this.
No, we have still 4 minutes.
Yeah, but here's the next talk manager, so speak with him. I think
we have 4 minutes. Fine. Yeah, 4 minutes. Everything is fine.
I think this so just starts.
Yeah. It will start. Eve, can you already be prepared for your key after it?
So today I will give you a very short talk on how software could help people who can't speak or even with other disabilities. We'll have the slides soon. So actually there's so many of these people that actually even more than one could imagine. And here we go. So it's estimated what even in the school population, there's around 0.3% of the children who has some serious problems with their communication, and therefore they need some cheap, portable, easy to use and performant communication aids. What does mean easy to use? That means it should give them some freedom, because the current ones, let's say these ones, they are very heavy, or they really ask a lot of attention. So some of the alternatives could be standard keyboards, but children can't use that. Also, for the adults, you could use portable keyboards, but children can't use that. So usually we use the icons. And there's a number of different products available, and well, some of them are very expensive. So like $10,000 or $20,000 for something which weighs 3,000. So I've been working on one very short open source project, which is a little bit interesting because it tries to do a little bit of linguistic processing by trying to extract some knowledge from the sequence of icons and then transform that into grammatical knowledge. So in the complex languages like French, you could automatically do conjugation, tenses, and stuff like that. So for instance, on the left, this is the screen from our application. So currently it's in English and French. So you click the icons, let's say I, negation, to be, and let's say London, and it would guess what you want to say. I don't want to be in London. Or if you would press future, it will say I will not want to be in London. So how does it work? It tries to parse this text by some very dumb simple parser, and then it feeds it to natural language generator. Why is it cool? Because you could use same for many different languages. What else? These sequential patterns, they could be taught to kids by, let's say, giving them just books made in the pictures. Why is it on Python conference? I used Django to process the icon set, which I got from some organization. It was a quite big one, 1,000 icons, and another 4,000 not really tagged. What's next? Well, there's lots of work to be done, more languages, lots of stuff to be improved. If you want to help out, here's the link, aacspeech.org. It's on GitHub. What else? There's probably lots of alternatives. One of them could be the muscle sensors, which are getting more popular now. So it's what you could attach the sensors to your muscles, which are completely non-invasive. And for instance, there was a project which gives the silent speech interface, which already works quite okay, but it's still not there. But imagine, it needs no attention at all. I mean, with the Google Glasses, you still need to press something or you need to use your voice. But imagine you have no voice, so you could use that. And these are some links. And there's another very interesting talk on the other way around, how you could use ears to see with a mobile phone. So what they do, they sort of scan the image from left to right and then just transform it into the piano keys. So let's say if you had a thing like this, it would sound something like, and that works really cool. You would not imagine it would work so cool. The human brain is much more cool than we thought. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Next one is the last one.
No, we already finished. We can do one more. That's great. Woo! Speed up your Django up with SPDY. And I was very happy to have this lightning talk as an introduction to our keynote speaker, who will start at 6:30. Yves Hilpisch is already here. He'll talk about building a better future with Python, and I guess helping speech-impaired people is really one step of building a better future. Helping projector-impaired laptops.
So another problem is to make Python available on mobile.
Python available on mobiles. You think like Android?
Exactly.
There is Python available.
No. At least a year ago it was completely.
Come tomorrow morning, I'm doing a Kiwi talk, and we can about Android and speech to text. No. On Android, like very.
What? Yeah, we can do this one and then. Yeah, so we have this talk and fine.
Okay.
Okay, speeding up Django with SPDI. Emanuele Palazzetti.
Thank you. Hello to everyone. My name is Emanuele Palazzetti. I am a backend software developer, and I'm here to talk about Speedy. So, what is Speedy? It's a multiplexed protocol that is made by Google. And this protocol does just a little things. It makes the internet faster. So, I love Python, I love Django, I could probably love Speedy. So, what I did, I want to deploy my Django app and deliver it over Speedy. But no way. At the moment, there weren't any WSGI servers that support Speedy natively. So, what I did, what every clever engineer will do in such situation, steal from a rich neighbor. So, I take Jetty, that is a pretty good Java servlet container, which supports Speedy at the state of the art. I use Jython interpreter to run my Django app, and put the whole things inside the Jetty web container. You know, I didn't give 2 cents to this solution, but it works. Okay, time for a demo. I introduce a round-trip delay of about 200 milliseconds on my localhost. This one is the old HTTP. As you can see, it's very slow because it requires about 200 milliseconds for each request. But this one is speedy. And I mean, it's really very fast. Okay, I have a bonus track because the third draft of Speedy supports Speedy Push, which is this one. Sorry. Okay. Which, as you can see, it's even really fast because it uses a cache system to send many resources with just a single request. So during the first request of the client, the web server stores what resources the client needs, and for every next request, it put already the content in the response to the client. So I think that it's really fast. So, time to say goodbye to Java. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Emanuele.
This one is me.
Okay. Yves, you've got.
Thank you very much.
You need power?
All right, so we will proceed with the next keynote by Yves Hilpisch. Yes. More or less. Yes. Which is going to show the ways Python can impact, the ways Python impacts our everyday life. Yeah, don't worry about that. I'll set it up.